Hey everybody, Don Georgievich here with Job Interview Tools, and in this video I want to teach you everything you need to know about job hunting and job interviewing in 3 steps. Seems like quite a lofty goal, but I think I can do it. Now before we get started, if you like my channel, you like the kinds of things that I'm putting out, please subscribe. That way you'll get notifications every time I release a new video. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share your comments below so I understand what you like about the videos and maybe what you don't. That way it'll help me make better videos for you. So let's dive right in. Everything that you need to know about job hunting and interviewing for jobs in 3 steps. So the first one is job hunting. And what I want to talk about is being a strategist versus a tactician. Most job hunters are tacticians, meaning that if they send out 20 resumes and they don't get any responses for those, they send out 40 resumes, they send out 50, they send out 100, they send out 500, or they have their resume rewritten. Those are all tactics, and there's no strategy behind any of that. And that's why most job hunters are tacticians. But I'm going to tell you, the strategist beats out the tactician every single time. And here's why. If you're a strategist and you send out 10 resumes and you don't get a response, you don't send out 20 or 50, you call up those 10 companies and you find out, what happened to your application, what happened to your resume, and you try to talk to a real person. So the strategy is for every job that you apply to, you are going to go through a follow-up procedure. So you might send out a resume and within 5 days you're going to follow up with that person through email. If you don't hear back, you're going to follow up on the phone. And then if you don't hear back, you're going to follow up on email. You're going to keep hitting them every which way until they respond and say either, hey, would like to see you for an interview, or don't bother us anymore. But I don't want you to be put off, or a strategist is not put off by employers saying, please, no phone calls. Please, resumes only. Please do this, please do that. The strategist doesn't play by those rules. They play by their own rules. So if you're a tactician, you're probably beating yourself up like crazy and you can't figure out what's wrong. You send out resumes, nothing works. You send out more resumes, or you rewrite your resume. The thing with the tactician is they quit. They quit way too soon. So they send out a resume, and if they don't hear back, oh well, I guess they didn't like me. The strategist, they send out a resume, they don't hear back, they must not have read it. So they call them, they email them, they call them, they email them, they send them a letter. They keep hitting them. It's a strategy. Now, here's another part of being a strategist versus a tactician. A tactician will just send out the resumes to anybody who has an open position. They'll send out 100, they'll send out 500, and they may not be totally qualified for every job that they apply to. And this is actually bad because this kind of leads to burnout, and it kind of just leads to sending out so many resumes and just being blindly rejected by so many resumes. So when you're a tactician, you kind of get beat down. When you don't hear back from an employer, you kind of take that as a personal hit. And, it just kind of lowers your self-esteem. And I've talked to these people who've sent out thousands of resumes. They're like, Don, nobody on the planet wants to hire me. I've sent out tens of thousands of resumes. And so it's just depressing. But a strategist doesn't work like that. A strategist sends out resumes to jobs where they know they are uniquely qualified. They meet 80, 90, or 100% of the requirements for that position. If they're any less than that, they don't bother. Strategists will not bother applying to a job where, they only know half the stuff. They'll skip it because it's not worth their time. It's not worth the effort. And, they're not going to let that position make them feel, less than what they really are. So I ask you, which one are you? Are you a tactician or are you a strategist? And if you're a tactician, do you see why you should change your strategy to being a strategist? And if you're already a strategist, you're like, yeah, Don, you're darn right. That's the way I'm rolling here. So let's move on to number 2, interviewing. The interview starts when you get the phone call and they're like, hey, Don, this is so-and-so with ABC Company. Are you still looking for a job? You'd be like, yeah, I am. So one of the first questions that they are going to ask you is, what are you looking for? What's important to you? So this is an answer that you need to be prepared for. It needs to be ingrained in your mind. If you just come back and say, well, I'm kind of looking for something this, something that, if you give them a wishy-washy answer, they're probably going to move on. They're probably not going to be interested in you. But if you give them something very specific about exactly what you are looking for, whether they can offer that or not, if you give them a straight up specific answer about the type of industry that you want, the type of work that you want to be doing, then you're going to move on. They might also ask you, what kinds of things have you been doing in your last job? And, are those aligned with the growth patterns for this job? Is it the next logical step? But the whole point here is the interview is a conversation, and it begins when they first give you that call. Now, the third step of job hunting and interviewing is the big interview. Now, you have to look at the interview as a conversation. So when they call you in for an interview, whether it's over Skype or Zoom or whether you get a face-to-face interview, you have to remember that a job interview is a conversation. It's a conversation between you and the employer. And they want to find out as much as they can about you. And they want to understand what's important to you because they want to put you in a position that's going to allow you to grow. And a lot of people don't realize this. And you are looking for an employer where, you can not only earn an income, but, you can make a contribution, to their mission, their goals, a project, so that, you get some fulfillment back. I mean, interviewing for a job or getting a job, doesn't mean doing something that you don't like doing. That sucks. I mean, that's not part of the process. You don't want a job that you're going to despise going to. You don't want a job that, maybe you only enjoy half of the things there. I mean, you want a job that means something to you, that you're excited about. I mean, it's more. It's more than the money. That's the key part there. And if you run some surveys or you look at survey results, most people don't quit their jobs for more money. Most people quit their jobs because they hate the boss, or maybe they hate the company that they're working for, but they don't quit for more money. So money really isn't at the top of the list. I mean, I've known people who have taken jobs that have paid less money because it was more of the type of company and the kinds of things that they wanted to be doing. But the whole point here is for you to understand that the job interview is a conversation. It's a journey of discovery where you're learning more about them and their needs and what they want and how you can, contribute to that. And if that gets you excited. And if you're looking at job interviewing any other way, I mean, you're completely missing the point. I mean, sure, you need to be prepared for the questions that they're going to ask you. You don't want to wait until you show up at a job interview to figure out, how you're going to respond to their questions. That's probably the worst thing that you can do. You always want to practice your answers to the questions. And one of the ways that I suggest is, I have some tools that will help you do this, that will show you some of the common questions that you're going to get asked. But the key to preparing for a job interview is not memorizing your answers. I mean, that's actually what a tactician would do. A strategist would plan out their answers. They would rehearse their answers. They would speak their answers out loud, maybe to a camera, like I'm talking to right now, and go back and watch themselves and see what they look like, see how they sound like. And that way they can craft a presentation around, themselves, so that they could see what they look like and they can see what an employer is going to see. But, the people who just sit around and memorize, all of their answers, or really just think that they're going to show up to a job interview and just wing it off the cuff. Those are the people that bomb the whole process and that don't do very well. That's more of what the tactician would do instead of the strategist. So after the interview, the whole conversation, the discovery, the journey, you learn more about them, they learn more about you, and then you guys decide if you want to take that relationship to the next level, which is usually some form of offer letter where they offer you the job, and in exchange for your services, they offer you a wage and benefits and things like that. And you go on and you do that and you live happily ever after. So there you go. That is job interviewing and job hunting summed up in 3 simple steps. And so to help you with your next job interview, I have a special gift for you. It's my special top 10 job interview questions and answers where I walk you through exactly, tell you how to answer these most common questions. And it's got stuff in there like, tell me about yourself. Why do you want to work here? What are your greatest strengths? Now, this is a free download. You can get this from jobinterviewtools.com/top10. Just put in your name and email address. Tell me where to send it. Now, this is a great guide, but it's only 10 questions. I actually have another book here that goes a lot deeper. This thing's like $50, and you can get the actual hard copy. You can get the ebook. This book is available in audio and video format. There's about 140 different questions and answers in here, and this is the book that the strategist would use. The strategist would go through here, and they would read these questions, they would understand them, and they would craft their own answers to all of these questions, so they are, not only well prepared, but uniquely prepared for the next interview, so that they can go out there and show an employer, the best side of themselves, so that the employer gets to see who they really are. I mean, this book is actually great. This book's been around for quite a long time. I always update it, and it's the only book, I believe, only book on the planet that's available in ebook, in physical hard book, audiobook format, and in video format. And it's in all those formats because some people like to learn in different ways, and the book has just been around for so long that it's really withstood the test of time. I'd like to say that this could just be me talking, but probably the best book that you could possibly get on interviewing. And like I said, it's $50, and you can download it from jobinterviewtools.com, even if it's 2 a.m, and really take yourself to the next level, and allow this book to help pull out all of the best qualities that you have inside and present them to an employer, so that they can really see who you are, and you can form that relationship, and you can go to the next level. You can get the offer, you can go to work for them, and you can make your contributions to them, and so you can grow. And that's really what it's all about, right? I mean, why else would you want a job? I mean, sure, yeah, we need the money, but, we also want to grow. We also want to get better. I mean, I want to get better every day, and I know you do too. Some people don't. Those people aren't watching today, but I know you do. I know you want to better yourself because you're here today, and only people who come to my channel and watch my videos are the ones who want to push themselves, to take themselves to the next level so that they can be better. And that's how we grow, and that's why we live, and that's why we have fun in life. So that is all I have for you. I wish you the very best in your next interview. And if you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to my channel so you get notifications every time I release a new video. So good luck on your next interview, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye now.